Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Rita Riola. I live at 4901 Green River Road in Corona. As a member of the Gizmo chapter at Green River Village, I have joined with Corona La Linda and Corona West to petition for rent control in Corona. While we are not owned by Court and Smith, Corona La Linda's rent increase will drastically affect our CPI rent increase at the beginning of each year. We are owned by another corporation, and when they incorporated the tax pass-through from our house into our base rent, we complained, but were told by the corporate regional manager that we could always move. We cannot walk away from our homes because corporations like Court and Smith add penalties with interest that follow you for years later into thousands of dollars until one day your credit is ruined and your wages are garnished. This is the corporation's second business for profit. Moving is a major life change and not affordable to many of us who are retired, disabled, or a veteran and living on a fixed income. Moving would be an asset loss to Corona. We are the age group that volunteer. CERT, TIP, Red Cross, both ham radio operations, hospital volunteers, survivors of cancer, fellow family members of Alzheimer's patients, parents faced with a mental diagnosis of a loved one, local church charities, etc. We are also the ones who support the community and listen to the children of our village read, giving them understanding of words that only our experience and our generation can define. This is a portion of my personal list. How many more can be listed by my fellow manufactured homeowners? We are not a dying breed. Phone call surveys attest to that fact that our age bracket fills it first. We are in the majority and we are taking a stand. Thank you.
Thank you. Next person. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. My name is Joe, 777 South Temescal, resident of Corona La Linda Mobile Home Park. I'm here. I would like to petition for your concern and understanding of our cause regarding the recent purchase and rent increase of our mobile home community and the impact this is having on long-term residents of our community. We are concerned that our rents will reach the levels that Sierra Management is currently getting at the Corona West. That's $1,300 a month. That is initially what they started at Corona La Linda, and then they came down a bit. I guess they had nobody that would pay that rent. But many of us have worked and saved to pay off $50,000-$60,000 mortgages on our mobile homes. And have invested even more in home improvement projects. And we feel that we are not just renters, but homeowners that have invested a substantial amount of money in our homes. And I would hope that rent stabilization would reduce the risk of unreasonable increases that would cause us to lose our investment, our homes. And you know that's kind of my situation. I'm a 14-year resident, but there are many residents there, disabled, elderly, their situation is probably a little bit different than mine, but they're at risk of losing their home, being homeless. Somebody mentioned I should just say what my particular situation was. I've been there 14 years. When I went in there, I was kind of having a hard time in my life, but I got a 30-year loan on my mobile home, a $43,000 mobile home. 14 years later, owing $40,000 of the 43 after 14 years, between my rent and my mortgage, me and my wife, we were still over a 14-year period able to save up $40,000. And I went to the bank and paid off my mortgage a year and a half ago. And I have just lost that due to Sierra management. I probably could not sell that home for $5,000 if that. And it's just I think I've been there 14 years. So there are a lot of long-term residents. We call it home. We like Corona, and I just would just like to petition for your understanding and just of our situation, and and why we're hoping that we can get rent stabilization here in the city of Corona.
Thank you.
Thank you.